Hello, YouTube. We're back. Looking a little different. I decided to do this. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Tell me if, you like this anxious-looking cat. Nervous, It kind of encapsulates me, I worry about some unnecessary shit like most people do. But today I just want to talk about Path of Exile 2 and the upcoming patch because it's coming next month, and boy, oh boy, am I ready to play it. It's going to be so good. So here's a little teaser. I haven't actually watched this yet. I've seen other people react to it, sure. But here we are. Let's get into it.
I desire more than what this mortal flesh could provide me. And so now, my darling, I am yours.
Wow, Fate of the Vol. Interesting. So does this mean we're getting like Incursion and Vol gems from PoE 1? Oh my god. So this is going to be the League mechanic, mind you. This isn't like the full patch. This is just going to be the League mechanic. And the League mechanic is pretty much just certain things inside of the game that are going to be unique to a certain amount of time. And most of the time, those mechanics get put into the full game later on. Just like in PoE 1. Okay, here we go. Druid, boys. Druid. Oh, my God. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
For those who walk alone, the night bites colder. But there are those who bite back.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. In 3 weeks, we'll be launching The Last of the Druids, our third major addition to Early Access. Join us on the 4th of December for GGG Live, where we'll be revealing everything we have in store. If you haven't gotten a key for Early Access yet, then good news. We'll be having a free weekend alongside the launch. Players on all platforms, including Steam, Xbox, and PS5, will be able to play the entire game for free over the 3 days of the launch weekend. See you there.
Oh, you'll see me. You'll see me there. You'll see me there. I'm coming to you, Jonathan. Okay, anyway, on to the next one. So, you saw the wolf right here.
Exile 2.
Oh, hold on. The wolf, boys. Now, here's some really old gameplay, actually, of the wolf. Super early, by the way. Super early. But, here's some other stuff here.
For a really long time. In Path of Exile 2, we finally have shapeshifting. Each shapeshift form can use any regular Path of Exile attack that makes sense. Here on the werewolf, we're using Leap, Slam, and Cleave. One of the other things we thought that was really important with shapeshifting is that you could just change back and forth at any time, walking around in the middle of a skill.
Now, if you look at this, this is from 6 years ago, by the way. So this is like way before the early access of Path of Exile 2. This is, you can see a lot of PoE 1. If you're familiar with PoE 1, a lot of PoE 1 skills are in here with the turret there and whatnot. Wow.
Whenever, just hit the button and go.
You gotta wonder what it adds too. Like, does it add more attack damage? Are you just getting speed? Like, are you getting stat buffs from it? I think now they probably switched from this. Instead of using current skills, it's probably shape-shifting only skills. And a lot of people in the PoE community are speculating that will be getting like a staff or something of some sort. Or scepter or some sort of like druid specific weapon, obviously, to do all this. Or it could just be tacked on, but I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. Well, like I said, this was a while ago, so I don't even know if anyone knew the field was really amazing.
One of the things you can see in this area is the new grass tech that we have. It's done using pre-computed ray tracing. It's both way nicer looking and has better performance than what we used to have before.
And then he just goes on to fight the Crow Bell. But I just wanted to show that little snippet, anywho. Okay, and then, if we're looking back here, this is from GameSpot. And then it has, like, some sort of lightning storm, too, which is already on the other class. But maybe lightning, some sort of differing lightning storm is on here. Like, if you look at the R button, that's different. Wait, right here is different. This is crazy. This could be a taunt thing. What is this? You know, you look at all this stuff. Just auto attacks, I guess. Wolf form. He's obviously got wolves with him, so I'm sure Gazzy TV will be good with that, you know, having more summonable stuff. Also, if you notice, this is from 2 years ago, that was stuff from Act 4 shown right in there.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, one of the game directors on Path of Exile 2. In Path of Exile 2, you can pick from one of 12 character classes. Each character has a combination of primary attributes that they focus on. Today, we'd like to show off a character who specializes in strength and intelligence, the Druid.
I guarantee you, unless they adjust Energy Shield, it's going to be just as amazing as it is now. And now having access to those nodes, like Energy Shield nodes on a strength character, without going out of your way, it's going to be strong. And I guarantee you, like, man, armor's cooked. They made it better in 0.3, sure. But, man, Energy Shield is just so good on, like, anything. So, I guarantee you a lot of warriors are probably going to go into the Druid nodes easily.
In human form, the Druid is a spellcaster who channels the fury of nature on the battlefield, a walking natural disaster. But get up close and you'll find out why the Druid also focuses on strength. You can transform yourself into one of several wild beasts. Today we want to show off the bear form. Transformation in PoE 2 happens automatically when you use a bear attack.
So look how big that model is, too. I can already see myself getting body blocked. Unless there's some sort of, like, phase ability that the Druid would get. Imagine getting, like, you know, going into, like, a breach or something, and you're just immediately surrounded in bear form. Obviously, you'll have some sort of travel skills, hopefully, but to the, like, more casual player, maybe not.
Use Bear Maul and your character will transform into a bear, into a meaty swing. Use a spell and your character transforms back into a human and casts it. Hitting enemies with the bear's maul attack will build up rage, which increases your attack damage, so your bear gets stronger with every attack. You can see the glowing runes that indicate rage on your back. Have a lot of weak enemies to take out? This is where you probably want to break out your Rampage. Let out a roar and stampede over all enemies in your path, slamming the ground with your paws. The initial roar generates rage, and then the rage is consumed as you charge along. You can use Rampage by itself to travel a short distance, or do some mauling first to build up some rage and travel a significant distance. Now, while the bear is big and strong, this isn't a pure strength class. You don't have as much armor as a warrior would have. In order to protect itself from larger packs, you might want to consider a skill like Furious Slam. This skill is all about stunning rather than damage, so it's quite useful if you're mobbed by smaller monsters and just need to get out of there. Of course, like any PoE 2 character, you can always use a dodge roll to get out of danger. Since the bear is the slowest of the druid's forms, making sure the dodge feels reliable and can get you out of any situation is paramount. When you dodge an animal form, your character instantly transforms back with no time penalty, so that you can get out of the way. You can even interrupt a mistimed transformation halfway through. Of course, doing this will mean you pay the slight time cost of having to transform back again, but it's certainly a lot better than dying. Something interesting about this skill is that
I'm wondering, with the change to weapon swap speed and it becoming instant, I wonder if that'll translate over to these forms now, or if there'll still be a delay. We'll have to see.
It's faster to use if you're already standing up. If you're on all fours when you use Furious Slam, then the bear has to stand up first before slamming back down. But use Maul first and the bear will stand up as you swing, which has no time penalty. Then follow up with Furious Slam and your bear will quickly slam down. Much more efficient. Next up, I want to talk about Ferocious Roar. Ferocious Roar is a bear meta skill gem. It allows you to take any Warcry skill that another class like the Warrior might use and allow you to use it as a bear. I'm going to take the Seismic Cry gem and socket it into Ferocious Roar. You can actually socket more than one Warcry and use them all together, but let's just stick to one for now.
And you'll obviously be able to use probably war cries from Warrior.
Seismic Cry pushes enemies back and has some stun chance, but the reason we want to use it is for a mechanic called Exerted Attacks.
Shit, you'll probably be able to use slam skills. Why not? Mix and match all that stuff? Dude. Oh my god. King Kongor is going to go crazy with some of these builds. Because he's like the main warrior guy I watch.
If there are any heavily stunned enemies in range of the Warcry, then your next slam skill will be powered to do double the number of slams. First, I use Furious Slam to stun these enemies. Next, I follow up with Seismic Cry and get the Exerted Attack. And then I slam again. See how 2 slams triggered?
Wow.
So, that's all well and good, but how about we try that again using Rampage? First, get a bit of rage, slam to stun the enemies, Seismic Cry to get the exert, and then rampage around to do insane amounts of damage.
Oh yeah.
So we've covered some of the bear side.
I'm sure somebody will make a, one button build as, things happen to turn out to be, right?
Of the druid, but how is he as a spellcaster?
Yeah.
Now, of course, we want to maximize the amount of time you spend in your animal forms, so most of the spells targeted at the druid tend to be things that last a long time or provide tactical options on the battlefield. The first and probably simplest of these is Lightning Storm. Cast it on the ground and you get an area where monsters are continuously struck by bolts of lightning. The bolts don't do much damage, but they shock monsters, which is a debuff that increases all damage on them, meaning it's a great spell to use before going in as a bear. So, that's going to increase your damage, but as I mentioned before, the bear form of the druid could use some defenses as well. The bear in particular is the slowest attacking of the druid's forms. He hits hard, but if he gets swarmed too much, it will result in your death. That's why Tornado is so useful. Tornado sucks monsters in, allowing you to split up packs and deal with groups separately. Or
Gives them the suck. Hell yeah.
pin monsters in place and set up combos with your other skills. The tornado doesn't really move big monsters much, so you can actually use it to separate a boss from its minions too. The druid also has the ability to summon animal companions. This is another really useful defense because wolves can take aggro from you, keeping monsters away. In addition, the wolves howl as they are summoned, putting a temporary debuff on enemies that makes them more vulnerable to critical strikes, and giving you a reason to resummon them in combat. The last druid spell we're going to talk about today is Volcano. You can cast it quickly like this and it will spawn just a few projectiles. Or you can hold down the button to channel it for longer, which will make it fire a whole bunch of projectiles when it spawns, doing a lot.
Whoa! That's like that big fire golem boss from the Trial of the Secumus.
Lot more damage. The Volcano sticks around firing its little projectiles for a long time, so it's another good skill to cast before
another spell that will be used with like Smith of Katava Warrior if they, so choose to choose that.
Turning into a bear. Now, the reason you're going to want to turn into a bear after using Volcano is that any slam near the volcano results in it spewing out even more projectiles.
Thinking of Warrior because it's right next to it, right?
You thought that was a lot, then Rampage is even better because it does 2 slams every time it hits the ground, and you can run around the volcano. On top of our volcano, rather than just casting it randomly as we're rampaging around. We're also unnecessarily reserving spirit in our bear form we could be using for something else. So let's fix that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into the skill options for the skill and disable it in my bear form. We showed at Exile Con how you could use skill options to control which weapon set to use when casting skills. But you can also use the same interface to enable or disable which buffs you would like to have active in your different weapon sets too, without having to recast them all the time. And shapeshifting counts as a weapon set. Now when I change to a bear, the effect and the spirit reservation goes away, and when I change back to a human again...
Hold on. Do we have that meta gem? Cast while channeling? I don't play enough casters to remember that. I play mostly mercenary. Interesting. Yeah, well, okay, wow.
Without having to recast them all the time. So, now that we have some extra spirit available as a bear, why don't we make our life a little bit easier by automating one of our other skills? This is the Cast on Melee Stun meta gem. I'm going to put Summon Wolf in Cast on Melee Stun, so that whenever I stun a sufficient number of enemies while
I don't think we have that either, do we? Oh, God.
I'm a bear, it will summon another wolf. This is great because usually when I'm stunning, it's because I'm about to do my exerted attack slam combo. When wolves come out, they howl, adding the crit debuff to the monsters, right when I need it. It also helps keep my wolves alive and summoned at all.
I don't really like the crit reliance that is in this game, though, I will say. Most endgame builds that don't have crit aren't amazing. They're still good, but they're not amazing, which annoys the fuck out of me.
All times without me having to do it manually. So, last but not least, let's talk about the skill tree. At ExileCon, we showed how you could dual spec your character so that different weapons can use different passives. Well, as I said before, the bear form counts as another weapon set for specialization purposes, so he gets a tree too. If I open my passive tree, you can see how I'm near a melee damage cluster and a spell damage cluster. By holding shift, I can allocate these passives in my human form, and these ones as a bear. Now, when I change between human and bear form, my passives reallocate automatically. So, here we are at the Blind Beast. The goblins have enslaved a huge behemoth and gouged out its eyes. Now they're sending it in to
This is from Act 4, by the way.
fight you while they watch.
What have they done to this creature?
Nature's punishment.
Still probably dead already. Skip this. Okay.
Your suffering ends here.
Sword, by the way. You see that?
And there we have it. With
Those are supposedly rumored as well in the next patch. Imagine if we got Duelist and Druid? Bro.
a little bit of customization, we have a build that can combine many different active skills to do some really interesting effects. At the same time, your skill tree reconfigures automatically at the right time, and your buffs reconfigure automatically as well. You can even cast certain skills automatically. But we also haven't lost the dynamics of combat. Many skills.
We'll see if they make it good, because most of the time these builds turn into like just, okay, am I doing spells? Am I doing melee? Am I doing, range damage? What am I doing? You know what I mean? A lot of the times when you split stuff, it doesn't turn out that powerful. But we'll see.
Interact with each other, and the ones you choose to use at any different moment depend a lot on what enemies you face or what situation you're in right at this moment. And at just the right time, you might be able to combine all your skills in one crazy combo, get some satisfying screen covering spam, and do some crazy damage. Now, these are just some of the skills targeted at the Druid in PoE 2. We didn't even show you the Wolf form yet. There's a lot more to play and experience, and we look forward to letting you guys try it out when we go into beta on June 7th, 2024.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's obviously, man, they had to push that back, obviously. It's funny. Wow. So, fuck, guys. Man. This is going to be amazing. This is about to be so good. Man. Anyway, like and subscribe, and man, let's fucking log in, boys. PoE 2 hype. It's happening again. I'm ready to put in more and more hours. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I've been playing this game a lot, by the way. Wow. There it is. So I'm at 614 hours. I'm ready to put another 600 in. Oh shit, look at. Well, I'm gonna go watch this gentleman as well.
Mr. Sneaky and Mr. Step. I'm gonna remind you people, good
he's
man,
hilarious.
good. Ah, man. Good laddie, dudes. Good laddie.
If you don't know the bird Peanut, he is hilarious. He's become
Right back
just
to front,
crazy.
or front to back.
new,
You can't wipe back to
amazing
front. You'll get poop on your balls and they'll
streamer.
fall off.
You know, he's had a lot. Of
You get
popularity
infected
recently.
and they'll turn purple and
And
blue,
stuff.
and then they'll dry up like a.
So this guy's hilarious. Go check him out as well. Go play Arc Raiders. Go play PoE 2 in December. But play Arc Raiders for now, because that's also an amazing game and you should support that as well. Yeah. We'll see you guys. Have a good day.